Hello, welcome to our video. Today we're having a look at this phone. Let's have a quick look on the outside first of all, as usual. We have a 4.3 inch screen. On the front here we have our Android buttons, our home, our menu, our back and our search. We've also got a front facing camera there. On the side we've got the USB data port there. Microphone. On the other side we've got a dedicated camera button, camera and video camera. We've got the sound rocker up and down, and on the top 3.5mm headphone jack, so you can use any headphones really on there, and we've got the on and off and lock button. On the back here we have the rear facing camera and the dual LED flash, very important there. So that's a quick overview of the outside of this phone. Okay, now this is a dual SIM Android phone, so you can use two SIMs. So let's take the back off and put the SIMs in. Okay, so the SIMs just go in on here, just on top of each other. So one goes in there and the other one goes in there, and this also takes a micro SD memory card, and that just pops in there, and then the battery goes in there, and just put that back on. There we are. Let's turn it on. Okay, while that's turning on, let me show you what you get with the phone. As well as one battery, we give you another spare battery. Very important these days with smartphones, the battery does run out quite quick, so a spare battery is very handy. We give that free of charge. A data transfer and charging cable there. Of course, you just plug it into a USB charger like this one. Now we give you a very good quality 1000 mAh charger. Now it is slightly bigger, but purely because it is a good quality charger, which is going to give you enough juice to your phone, because you know, smartphones do take quite a lot of juice. Now you'll find other cheaper phones sort of come with this sort of plug, which is okay for sort of normal phones which don't require much power, but when you try and charge something like this on this, you'll probably find this will short circuit and, you know, burn out. It's not enough. It's okay for little phones, but for sort of smartphones it's just not enough. So we give you a very good quality USB charger like this one. Okay, and you also get a pair of headphones, so you can listen to music, but these headphones also have, if I show you, a little microphone on here, so you can take your phone calls with it as well, so that's very handy. And then finally, instruction manual. It's just a quick guide to help you learn it, but you know, most things are online if you do get stuck. Okay, the phone's started now. This is our Android lock screen, so just to unlock it I just grab and pull down, and there we have our home screen. Now this implementation of Android has several home screens, so desktops like on your computer if you like. It has 7 on here that you can add shortcuts and widgets to. Now you can see I've added a few widgets on here. I've got a music widget, a news widget, and I've got quick power widget here, so I can turn the Wi-Fi on and off, the Bluetooth, the GPS, and so on. And on here I've got a time widget, a few sort of shortcuts to my favourite applications. I've got our Google search, a YouTube. On here I've got Facebook, and I've got a BBC News widget there. Very simple to add a widget. Just click there, click on the widget. I can add a new Facebook there, and I can add more. Let's add a clock. So click on the clock and I can add a clock. So that's how you add the widgets. Right, the other thing about this phone, which is superb, is if you pull down the tray up here, it will tell me the last sort of applications that I've used, so very quick and easy to find that. On here you can see I'm connected to T-Mobile and Orange, both on at the same time, so there's no switching over. So it would be like carrying two phones with you if you like. And then if I go to this tab there, I can switch things off and on. So I've got the Wi-Fi on at the moment, I can turn the Bluetooth on, I can even use this phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot. So if you've got a laptop or something, or a tablet even, I can turn this phone into a Wi-Fi hotspot, and the tablet or the laptop can connect to this via Wi-Fi and use the data from this phone, which is very, very handy, great really. GPS and mobile networks. So basically, if you have data on your SIM, you can switch it off and on there. So that's really handy to have. So I can pull that back up. Now down here we've got our app tray button, our phone button, and that actually gets this this tab up here. Okay, right. So on the phone, let's go very quickly. So I can dial out a number, like so. I can then press call here, and it will ask me if I use my T-Mobile or my Orange SIM. Of course, if you don't want it to ask you each time, you can get it just to call out from T-Mobile or Orange if you like, as default. Very easy to find in the settings. Now this is a dual SIM phone, you don't need to use two SIMs, you can use just one, but I'm finding lots of people are using this sort of dual SIM function because they've got one SIM with great sort of text messaging and voice calls, and they get another SIM for their internet access. So you can have the best of both worlds. So if you're not going to have two numbers, some people use this, one of the SIM cards for their number and their phone calls and stuff, and the other one for their data. So that's another great use you can use a dual SIM phone for. In fact, you can save quite a lot of money doing it that way. Okay, let's go into our app tray. So there's all my applications that I've loaded on here. It does come with quite a lot already, but you can easily download new applications. This has the new Google Play application market, so I can go onto there and download new applications. So down here I've got the Play Store. If I click that, that'll take me to the store, and on here you can see I can download new applications, books, movies, games, and they're very, very easy to install. Well, literally I just find what I want, click on it, and go to download. It will download and install on here. If there's a particular application I'm searching for, I can just search for it here. The keyboard comes up, and I can quickly search for it and find it. Okay, so that's the Google Play Store to find new applications and games and things. Okay, I want to talk to you about this this screen. Now this screen is a multi-touch capacitive screen. So a capacitive screen is great because you can just touch it, it recognizes the touch just by brushing, just simple as that. So it's very responsive and accurate. Most multi-touch phones, they just do 2 points, so they can recognize any 2 points like that. This phone, however, can recognize 5, as I'll show you. So yeah, there's 5 points on the screen that it can track and recognize. So not just, most phones have the 2, this phone has 5. What does that enable us to do? Much more better accuracy with the screen touch. You can do multiplayer games because I can have a joystick on this side and a few sort of action buttons here, so it opens up lots of possibilities. Now you've just heard my notification. I think I've got a text message, so when I get a text message or a new notification, you can see that this up here blinks, which is quite handy. Okay, so I can have a look on here. I've just got a spam text message, nothing really that interesting. Okay, so let's let's have a look at you know, how great this screen is. So I'm going to go to my gallery. This is all my photos and things on my memory card. This has also got a orientation sensor, so if I flip it over, it automatically flips the picture. So that's really handy. Now look how smooth this screen is. Now that's in combination with the capacitive screen. It just recognizes the simple brush of my finger, but also the CPU on this is very good, so I can brush and it processes pictures very quickly. Now with multi-touch I can do pinch to zoom, so I can just do that and I can zoom in like that, and then I can zoom out by doing that. Okay, so I'm zoom in and zoom out. So you can see this phone is very responsive to the touch. It's an absolute joy to use. It really is great phone to use. Okay, so let's go back to the home now and have a look at some videos just to show you how well this plays. So let me go and open a video up on here actually. So there you are. It's an absolute lovely screen. Now the other thing about this will do games. This has a great 3D processor, so it does games really well. What I'm going to do now is just play a selection of games so you can have a look at the potential of this phone. It really is superb for games as well, with the lovely 4.3 inch screen, the great touch screen, and the 3D processor. This phone really can do it all. So let's play a few games. So there you have it on the game front. As you can see, it's so wonderful for games. It's very smooth, particularly on the racing games and things. You can see the animation is very smooth, the 3D is very smooth. So it's an excellent capable phone for that sort of purpose. Okay, let me quickly show you another thing. Remember I talked about the 7 screens that you can have on here. Now there's a quicker way to access them. Obviously you can access them by doing that, but if you press the home button once more, I can directly go to whichever screen I want to, which is another little feature. I'm sure you'll find lots of fun things that you didn't know about when you get this phone yourself. Okay, one more last thing about this phone. Let's talk about this camera. Now it has got some dedicated camera buttons for video and for pictures. This camera is a superb camera. It's a 5 megapixel camera, but via software it can do up to 8 megapixel. It's a really good quality camera. So let's do the camera and have a look. Okay, so there's the camera. It is really good quality, in fact. So let's have a look at the settings. There we are. There's a variety of settings on here. And there we go. You can see you can have up to 8 megapixel. Now the sensor on this is a 5 megapixel sensor, which is very good indeed, but you know, with the software it can upgrade it to 8, which is very clever indeed. So that's the other thing. Right, let's wrap up this this phone. First of all, it's a very nice phone to hold. It's not too big. It still has a wonderful, very bright and vibrant 4.3 inch screen. It's got a lovely touch screen, so easy to use, capacitive multi-touch, 5-point touch. You don't get 5-point on all phones, so this really is something special. It can take 2 SIMs at the same time, so like carrying 2 phones if you like. You can use it for that purpose. So you've got 2 phones now, you want to have one, this is a perfect solution. Or if, like some other people, you've got a great SIM plan with talking and texting, but you want data, you want to, you know, browse the internet on the go. This is great also because you know, you can get a cheap data SIM, put that in there, use one for your internet and use one for your phone calls. So that's another purpose. Of course, if you don't want that, you can just put one SIM in. There's nothing nothing stopping you from doing that. It doesn't need to have 2 SIMs in here. The build quality is really nice. The back is a very sort of nice soft plastic. It's not too fat, as you can see. It's quite thin. It's quite light. Very nice looking phone indeed. Very good build quality. Excellent CPU. Brilliant 3D graphics chip. Really, do you need to spend hundreds of pounds on a branded phone when you can get something like this for a fraction of the price? This phone is really one of the best phones that we have sold, so don't wait too long. Do get yourself one of these, you won't be disappointed. Thank you very much for watching our video.